Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for letting me view this amazing film. It was so beautiful. Daniel, we'll start with you. This is such a raw and just deeply emotional film. I've seen why Philip wanted to be a part of it in certain interviews, but what was it for you that you wanted to join this amazing story?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's exactly like what you said. It's like this really just like incredibly written, like, but it has so much heart. And I think as an artist, that's it's everything for me. So if you can get a heart with nuance and character and story that works and comes together seamlessly like this does, it's like for me, it's usually typically an immediate yes. And I'd seen Sheridan's shorts. It's the beautifully shot and beautifully put together. And even in these little snippets, it's just like so incredibly alive. And so I was like, no, this I would love to be part of this. And so thankfully, the journey kind of allowed me to be part of that. And with Allison and with these guys, they brought me on. So I was just very excited and to work alongside both JK and Phil here. It was just an incredible experience.
Dan and Phil, this film sibling relationship, that was the one that really hit me the hardest because I'm one of four and we were all raised in the same house, but we were all completely separate people. Sibling relationships can be beautiful, but it can be so volatile. What did you guys do to build that relationship, especially when it like has that bond of deep love, but also unresolved trauma there?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't like we had maybe a week, I think, we because we met on Zoom. I was off shooting something else, and then we kind of got together like we just with the schedules like very last second. So I think most of it was just kind of innately kind of seeing each other, have these like very open conversations about the characters, about the work, and about each other and then kind of luckily having enough connection in that space to be able to build up very quickly this vulnerability and this openness of both story and heart and self. Um, yeah, I mean, again, it's worked out
Uh,
really well, and we're still close. But yeah,
Also, it's that meta thing of like you're playing the characters and stuff, but then you're also the humans that you are and getting two humans in a room together. And I said this before about like even the fact that I'm 6 feet and I'm like decently tall, and then he walks in, he's like 6'4", and he's playing my little brother, and like there's just so many dynamics that just naturally and then you lean into that, and then you kind of like play with like, oh, if like we were brothers for a long time, like grew up together, like what is innate about me, what is innate about you, and we can kind of like in the moment kind of form like, find a truthful what's the word I'm looking for? Uh just like connection and then also like bonding that kind of like organically happens because like Sheridan's script too is just so like flowing and like honest.
Well, speaking of Sheridan, this question is all for th all three of you. So, Sheridan, you could start if you want. You've said that cinema is where you found yourself and that that is the power that you have to show others themselves in movies. What was the last movie that made you feel seen?
Oh man. Gosh, I might need to pass on this. I feel like I'm so busy with work. Like I haven't I don't watch a lot of movies lately. Um gosh. Yeah, I'll have to think on that.
Phil,
Daniel or
Phil,
Phil,
please,
do you guys have one?
Phil, please take me away because
Uh, yeah, no, I actually just recently saw that movie by Asa Jacobs, His Three Daughters. Do you know it? That crushed me, and that I mean, that was another movie that is about end of life and a fa and a parent and sibling dynamics as well, and um, I just saw that recently, and that one was also really funny and kind of made me feel pretty seen.
Daniel, did you have one? Or are you going to pass on that one?
no, I literally was just like looking through a quick little list, and I've been busy shooting and in rehearsal for
Yeah.
the past 2 months, and it's with like a teenage cast, and they're incredible. But the only thing I've seen because of that was like Deadpool recently, and however incredibly much I love that film, it was not one where I was like, oh, that's me. Um,
Dan saw himself in Deadpool. I know he
yeah,
did. And
yeah.
Phil
I
and
mean,
Phil kind of looks like Wolverine, so
yeah,
Perfect. There you go.
yeah,
Brothers
yeah,
again.
yeah, exactly.
Daniel, one of my favorite traits for Jake is his ability to be able to change his mind when he learns something new, which is a very Gen Z trait. It's also something that's very emotionally strong. Was there a character trait of Jake's that that you will take forward going forward in your own life, or alternatively, one that you brought to the character that he really emphasized in yourself?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh, I think again, I want to be careful with how I say it, but I grew up in in a small town, and so there's certain kind of ways of looking at life that are very particular when you grow up in a small town that, especially around like mental health or um, sometimes depending on where you grow up, very liberal ideologies is something that's not discussed too in depth. And I was lucky to be raised in a household where, even though it wasn't at the forefront, there was conversations. And so through Jake, I think there was such an experience of kind of entering in with this perspective of wanting to learn and wanting to see. And I think that's very much how I've been my entire life. And I think I've changed so massively from being who I was when I kind of first started growing up and then finding art and then finding acting and the industry, and how that's kind of opened up my viewpoint and the way that I've seen life and seen people over the last like 20 years or so. And so Jake has this little snippet of time where he's able to do that. And so that's something that I'm very, very conscious of trying to continue doing every day in my life. And it's difficult, but it's something that I think is just so incredibly important for kind of growth and for connection and for empathy. And I really loved all of that.
And then Daniel, I just wanted to say a massive congrats on being cast in Percy Jackson season 2. I woke up
Thank
to
you.
that news. I literally jumped out of bed, not only because it was perfect casting as a Camp Half-Blood fan, but also because I was so hyped for you. So I hope filming is going well, and congratulations on that too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Seriously, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been going amazing, and the whole group's fantastic. So I'm so excited, and hopefully you love the second season as well. But no, thank you very much.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me, and everyone go see Little Brother out September 17th. Thank you guys so much. I really
Thank
Thanks,
appreciate
you,
it.
Emma.
Emma.
So good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
On the list immediately. So great.
Was
Oh,
this for
thank
the
you so
half of
much.
it?
It was for the half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you were so kind. You asked me questions about myself, and I always remembered that kindness for a baby interviewer. So thank you so much.
No,
Really
thank you. It
appreciate
was
it.
such a great interview. I'm excited for today.